Go live. All right. Where's everybody? We waiting on you. Come on in while we're listening to the dopamine rush.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we're going to get started with the housekeeping. So we are at week 24. I need to kick my energy level a bit down for this. All right, so Celie in the house with us for 40 minutes because I didn't think you were going to be here today. Celie is the first to chat. Thank you so much for doing co-hosting duties with Michael Dean last week. Really appreciate it. Hi, Christina. I need to get in my sexy morning voice with this song. Good morning from Minneapolis. What's up, fam? Cassandra Bradley is in the house. Good morning, Tanja.
Good morning.
It's a Purple High every Saturday. We're going to break down how celebration was at the end of the show, but we're going to get started with what did Prince do this week. Good morning, Mila. I missed your morning last Saturday, but I'm so happy that I got it this Saturday. Happy Saturday, Samantha. Yeah, I had to be quiet for that.
I have the version where Prince is singing at the beginning stuck in my
Ah.
head.
Thank you, Nikki, for my welcome back. Celie, I know that you and Brother Dean had a funky time. I didn't even have to watch it. Good morning, purple people. Welcome, Heavenly Games. What's up, my purple people? Oh my God, Columbus, Ohio is in the house. J Mix, part of my family and my nephew. He's really my cousin, but I consider him my nephew. I also consider him my son. Graduated from Columbus, Ohio just a couple of weeks ago. So, I got to put my energy level back down. Sorry about that. Got too excited.
Oh, bring it up.
Thank you, Man Ray. Thank you so much. Yes, and congratulations to Michael Dean for his 3-hour plus interview with Laura LaPuma, the one and only designer for Prince. It's actually my favorite designer of all of Prince's projects, album covers, or whatnot. Good morning, Nick Felden. Good morning, a day in the life of peace and blessings. Love is good morning, everyone. Real Line Day, the DJ. I love that. Real Line to DJ. Welcome, 1337. Yes, Kim, it has been a week. I miss you so much. Had a blast. Welcome, Arlene. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Welcome, Dr. Claw. It's in the house.
Wow.
Good morning, JD Washington. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, Brandy T. Thank you so much. Okay. Is that a granny? Oh no, it's just Angela. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on with that, but thank you nevertheless. Mila and Adria.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Hello all. East Coast spam from Philly, KJ Yuli. Hi, it's very nice to see you here. It was such a blast seeing you there. Okay, Wisdom. I don't know who you are, but I hope you're having a really fantastic day. What are you trying to do? I don't know, but God bless you. All right. So sorry for the delay, folks. Couple of losses in the family. So sorry about that, Kyle. My deepest condolences to you. Oh, Vanessa, it was so great hanging out with you. Thank you, Christina. Welcome back. Good morning. I didn't get that right. And then, let's see. Hello, Michelle. Thank you very much, Dot Christian. I really appreciate that. Means a lot.
Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't had a chance to see that yet, but I'm gonna check it out.
Yes, it's actually on Peacock TV on demand, if you guys have that. So that's cool.
Okay.
Oh, this is one of my favorite parts.
Sure.
Love that. Love that. This is such a great song. Thank you so much, Tanja. Yes, we're going to talk all about that towards the end. Love those Claire Fisher strings.
I don't think I ever really heard that. How nice that little part is.
Yeah, and I love the rain.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. I can listen to that every single day, 24/7 hours back to back. Welcome, April from Tampa. Oh, congratulations, Michelle. That is really fantastic that your daughter gave birth.
Oh,
That
wow.
is so awesome. Yes, love spending time and hanging with my Purple family. So we're going to get started with all of our housekeeping. This is week 24 of What Did Prince do this week? But before that, we got to say happy Saturday, fam, to Drea Dances. It's always great having you here. Hey, Ricky. Yes, from the halls of Southwest DeKalb High School. So me and Ricky will go all the way back to high school. So I really appreciate your positive energy because that's what it's all about, positivity. Have you had your plus sign today? That's what we want to know. All right, so let's get through the housekeeping really fast. The estate of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. Yes, Tanja, the SWATs, and only it's people from the ATL know what that means, but it's basically Southwest Atlanta. So strong, too strong. All right, so we're going week to week in our book, which is Dwayne Tudor's Prince in the Purple Rain Studio Sessions, Expanded Edition, blue on top. And you can follow the detailed schedule at Prince Book Club, bookclub.polishsolid.com as well. And so you don't need the expanded edition to participate, but the schedule is based on it. Yes, this would be archived on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@SignNow, Polish Solid. They've switched that up. And please subscribe, like, and help spread the word. Again, anything and everything that I do is for Prince. And obviously, I think this book is really important because it documents Prince's studio sessions, which are really important, at least to me and others as well. So if you want, you can talk about what we're talking about in terms of the book club at WDPDTW hashtag. And if you want to send us anything, particularly when we start back on the tours, let's say you have tickets or you have, you went to a particular show and you want to talk about it or show stuff from that particular tour for the Purple Rain tour in particular, because we're going to get to that sooner rather than later. That'd be great. And we just listened to The Dopamine Rush off of Times Square by Eric Leeds.
Love it.
Yes.
And there's like there's the other versions out there. There's like what, a 10-minute version or something like that.
There are lots of versions. I mean, because technically this was supposed to be on Madhouse 24. And I'm trying to see. I guess it doesn't have it in here. I have my CD version and it doesn't have, but that's okay. But what I do have is, okay. I didn't really want to go here and you guys can't see where I'm going, but that's okay. Prince Vault to the rescue, as it always is. So the version that we listened to is 7 minutes and 36 seconds, but that 7 minutes went by so fast. Mm-hmm. It didn't really feel like it was 7 minutes. And I'm going to read really quickly from Prince Vault. And Prince Vault says, the track is made up of portions of 21 to 24, the Dopamine Rush Suite, an instrumental track recorded during sessions for Madhouse's third album, 24. The suite is made up of 4 pieces, 21, the Dopamine Rush, 22, Amsterdam, 23, Spanish Eros, and 24, Orgasm, but was intended as one continuous track. The original suite contains spoken parts in French by actress Mathilda May on 21, The Dopamine Rush, in Dutch by model Anna Garcia, also known as Anna Fantastic, on 22, Amsterdam, and in Swedish and English, likely by engineer Heidi Hanshu on 24, Orgasm, if I'm saying that her name correctly. The last piece also includes various moans by Vanity, lifted from the unreleased Vanity 6 song Vibrator, which we've talked about previously on What Did Prince Do This Week. Also previously sampled on 7, and later on the similarly titled Orgasm, as well as 4, Madhouse 4. The salsa flavored 23, Spanish Eros samples Apollonia speaking in Spanish, lifted from Apollonia 6's in a Spanish villa. Only Mathilda May vocals were kept for the release version. So on the version we heard, we only hear Mathilda and Vanity moaning. But if you have anything that's dropped from the sky, you might have heard.
Yeah, well, I was at that Spanish section they talked about.
Yeah,
that's, on a Prince 12-inch or something, when they turn up, like at the end of Another Love, the Hole in Here, boom, in the bass. Get, put your foot down on the, and the records just turn up. That's in that song, the Spanish section where it turns up, and that's so dope. I hope they put that out one day. Like, that's fire when they go to that. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, the whole track is fire. Any incarnation of this song is fire. Mila says, I remember Anna saying that they used her speaking Dutch somewhere on the track, but I never looked into where. That's cool. Yes. All right.
But I don't know if, since we're there for a second, that version that they mentioned, that was the 3 other versions. There's another, again, there's a version of it where Prince is singing. Like it starts like, you can listen once, you can listen. That's just a whole vocal thing he does.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Yeah, that's out there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, the Adult Symphony Channel, for being here. Good morning, Stone Freak. It's always great to have you here.
Stone Freak.
And I don't think I put Barbara up, so happy Saturday to you, Barbara. And And thank you so much. I put this up, but I just want to say thank you so much, Gregorio, for your kind words. Again, I can't stress enough, positivity is what I'm all about. And so yes, Stone Freak, I am still on a purple high from Celebration. We're going to talk about it towards the end of the show after we get through our What Did Prince Do This Week information. So let me go back here. So let's go back to my slides here and just look at this really closely. Dopamine Rush, composed by Prince. Eric leads, tenor and baritone saxophones, flutes, Prince synthesizers, guitar, bass drum, and percussion programming. Matilda May, the voice, which is credited in the CD, and Claire Fisher, string arrangement. Mixed by Tom Mark. So I was going to do some research on Tom Mark. I've never heard of Tom Mark. Does anybody know who Tom Mark is? Did he do any other Prince stuff? Michael Dean, do you know about Tom Mark?
Not familiar.
Yeah.
The name.
Yeah. Can somebody out there, Kim's out there, can you guys do your Googles for us with the quickness and see what else Tom Mark has done in the Prince verse? That would be really awesome. Thank you, Melvin.
What's up, Melvin?
Here. And all right, so Addicted to the Song, Hallucination Rain Live by Prince. Hello, Antone, or Anthony, or it might be Anthony. And let's see. Thank you so much, Melvin. We really do appreciate it. All right, so let's get into week 24. We have one rehearsal and we have one studio visit. And they all happen on the one day, which is Wednesday, June 15th of 1983. And I'm going to say this every single time, but anytime I see just one date of something, I go, what was Prince doing on those other days? We don't have all the documentation probably. All right. So on Wednesday, June 15th, there was possible overdubs and a cassette copy made of Moral Majority. Don Batts was most likely the engineer. This was done at the Kiowa Trail home studio in Chanhassen. And there was a rehearsal on June, what's it? Did I get my dates wrong? Or I think I might have forgotten to change the dates, what happens sometimes.
Oh,
so, yeah, it's June 15th. So that's not right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing because I got to correct that. That's wrong. That just shows you that I'm burning the candles on both ends. And I was like, that's not right. It should be 15. So let me change that really quickly. I normally don't do that, but I had the other one right. So I don't know why I had that one wrong. Okay. All right. Let's get back to this real quick. And I'm sorry for all I just want to get that right because that's important. So let me share my screen. Sorry about this. You guys can see the real action behind.
Hey, we're doing it live.
We're doing it. Yes, we're doing it live. All right. So here we go. So Wednesday, June 15th, 1983, the Warehouse, St. Louis Park, Minnesota. I found this photo on Prince Vault for St. Louis Park, Minnesota, the Warehouse. So that's probably it if it's on Prince Vault. And they rehearsed Baby I'm a Star and I Would Die for You. And according to Dwayne, the engineer was most likely Cubby Colby. So this is a good point, Stone Freak. Yeah, he had to be taking meetings for the movie around then, right? Probably he's possibly flying out to LA. I don't know. I'm making that up. There's so many people flying into him. Who knows? That's kind of information would be great to get. Likewise, pleasure to meet you at Celebration 2023, which we are going to get to. But first, we got to take care of our reading. And Michael, do you want me to read or do you want to read?
I can start out.
Okay.
Page 95.
Yes, page 95. And when you get tired, I'll take over.
All right. So rehearsal, including Baby I'm a Star and I Would Die for You, The Warehouse, St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Again, producer Prince. And she just covered that. So I'm just getting into the reading. How about that? We would average 6 or 7 90-minute cassettes every rehearsal day. Imagine the stuff that's in the vault. And that's Robert Cubby Colby, excuse me. It was a lot of fun doing that sort of thing and showing up and being part of a little family at the time, recalls Robert Cubby Colby, who was Prince's audio uh, tech live mixer for Prince for years. A normal rehearsal day, we'd come in, run the set, we'd finish, and then he'd pick certain things apart. Then we'd take a break and we'd come back and we'd run the set again with the new bits and new intros. If we got it right, then it was either basketball or a pool game or take a break for an hour. After Prince was done rehearsing the band, he'd often start recording. During this period, Prince did a lot of tracking at his home studio, often leaving everyone so he could work on it alone. He would leave the room, and there was no way I was going to sign on to be the guy that was going over to the studio afterwards. Like I'm going to keep up with anyone like that? Laughs. He was very respectful of that. That's why they had separate engineers for different aspects of what he needed. That was generally the schedule. The recording thing would start in the evening and go to 6 in the morning, and then he would get his rest. Prince was looking for songs to consider for the upcoming film and soundtrack, so he had the band rehearse I Would Die for You and Baby I'm a Star on this date. Baby I'm a Star had been written more than a year earlier and was previously worked on during a sound check on February 15th, 1982 in San Francisco, California. But this was likely the first time it was played with the full revolution now that Wendy Melville had replaced Des Dickerson. Prince decided to add some complexity to the track and asked for help from Matt Fink. At first, he wanted me to play the bass line on I Would Die for You manually. So we tried it during rehearsal first, which I could pull it off, but it was not easy. And sometimes I would get off rhythm a little just because you had to be so spot on and you had to play it with two hands. So Prince says, well, Matt, why can't you play it with one hand and play the chorus with the other hand? And I said, you try it. But neither one of us could do it. It was decided to sequence some of the keyboards, so Don Batts created a cutting-edge system that could be triggered by Bobby Z during the live performance. He had a really good backline tech back then, Don Batts, remembered Cubby. When Prince had the revolution, it was he and Don. Prince had learned all this recording technique and learned a lot from Don and other recording engineers. And with that, I'm going to toss you the baton.
All right. Don Batts was a genius, agreed Bobby Z. According to Purple Rain director Albert Manoli, the original inspiration for the track may have come from something that happened to Prince when he was younger. Prince told me that his father had said one time, I would die for you. I think that he mentioned that to me. It was in the song, and somehow I knew that this was something they had visited a long time ago. The line would be repeated by the kid's father in the film, Purple Rain. The version of Baby I'm a Star that was eventually released was radically different when it was demoed by Prince during the summer of 1981. I'm going to read that one more time. The version of Baby I'm a Star that was eventually released was radically different when it was demoed by Prince during the summer of 1981. It contains almost all the same lyrics, but it includes a much sparser layering of keyboards, piano, and vocal overdubs. Don Batts recalled how the elements existed, but in a very different form. Don Batts speaking, that was absolutely magic. It was really from the heart. He was playing at his peak, almost sort of like Stevie Wonder. It was an incredible rocking tune, and I still consider it far superior. I think they overdid it later on Purple Rain. An updated version of the song was rehearsed today, probably not for the first time. Status, I Would Die for You would be linked with Baby I'm a Star, and they both debuted during Prince's August 3rd, 1983 show at First Avenue. Can't wait to talk about this. August will be here in no time, so we'll talk about that then. The basic tracks recorded on that evening required overdubs and editing before the completed track, 2 minutes and 49 seconds, was placed on the Purple Rain album. The 1981 demo of Baby I'm a Star, 3 minutes and 56 seconds, and this entire rehearsal remain unreleased. Baby I'm a Star was listed on a Sunset Sound work order from December 7th, 1981, but it's unclear if they actually worked on it during that session as the title was scratched out.
That song goes back.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane that song goes back. Not only does, like Baby I'm a Star go back, but I Would Die for You goes back because my husband gave me something that fell from the sky that with a rehearsal during the Controversy tour of I Would Die for You.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Really crazy because like in real time, not knowing, that Prince worked on certain songs for many years before it was released or it was unreleased, something in the vault. I was thinking that, in real time that these things he was just making them, in real time, meaning like this was for I Would Die for You was recorded for Purple Rain. But no. Baby I'm a Star recorded for Purple Rain. No.
Yeah. Well, I think what we see, even at this early period, the same thing we saw with songs that came out later in the 80s and 90s, that a lot of these songs he had done years earlier and was just, shelving them or whatever reason. And even as early as this period, which isn't early, this is what his fifth album at this point. So he has a body of work to pull from, even from this point, that he still can, these couple songs I did back in the early 80s, they'll work for this movie, And he just was genius enough to make them sound in the style of his production at that time versus where he was when he originally recorded them. The genius of Prince, I love it.
It is the genius of Prince. So Kim came through for us. Tom Mark engineered for NRBQ. What's NRBQ? I'm really bad with acronyms.
You should know that too.
Kim, you got to help us out. And the Isley Brothers and Todd Rundgren.
Okay.
What's NRBQ, Kim?
NRBQ.
I feel like
New Rhythm. New Rhythm.
Okay. See, I love this book club because we're getting school. NRBQ is a band.
Oh, okay. I wonder if it meant something. Maybe that's the singers' names or something. First letter of each name.
Okay, Kim. So school us, like, what album or song is NRBQ known for? And while we're getting that answer, Christy says Baby I'm a Star intro still stands out to me.
New Rhythm and Blues Quartet, Big Sexy for the win.
Thank you, Big Sexy. Yes, confetti.
I can hear him. How do you not know this is New Rhythm and Blues Quartet?
You got to give him the hand claps. You got the hand claps on cue. There you go. Thank you. New Rhythm and Blues Quartet. Of course, Big Sexy will come in and school us like he always does. Okay, Tom just helping us out. Rock band. Okay. All right. So
the Michael Dean panel, huh?
Yeah, like
I missed that one.
I think they're talking about what did Prince do this week with Steely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. George Taylor the third. I looked up his acronym was the full, but yeah, I think Big Sexy came through, and then I want to make sure I got everything. There's so much. You guys are typing so much today. Let's see what Garfield is talking about. Prince's work ethic was unwavering. Yes, he had an inkling back then where he wanted to go before Purple Rain was conceived. I wholeheartedly agree. And let's see, did I miss something Celie said? Yes, I did. Prince is one of the best examples that the creative process is innately a process of editing. This is so true. True. Thus, young creatives must learn that editing is part of the process of crafting effective art. Yes, editing is really important. I
Also, I
agree.
wanted to just touch on the part about "I Would Die for You," and I think Albert or whoever was speaking, saying that he thought Prince had told him he said that, or his dad said that to him in real life, and then I don't know. Hopefully, we just read that part,
Yeah, you did.
and then he brings it up, and it's a motif in the movie, which, thinking about it on some levels, that's a really strong part of the movie, where the dad is saying that to him, like, I would die for you, in the midst of everything that's going on between the dad and the mother and all that. But then in the midst of, like, his real life dad, John L. told Prince that, and then they put that in the movie, like, that's some really that's some deep stuff. And then he made the song, and then what he made the song about in it unto itself, that's incredible, man.
Yes.
What a lot of foresight and then vision to kind of sprinkle that into.
So much foresight. So much foresight. And I am so happy that we have a special guest that's joining us. None other than Violet Brown. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. So we're just talking about I Would Die for You and Baby I'm a Star. We just read from the book. And one thing that Michael was just commenting on was how Prince's real father said, I would die for you, and how Prince incorporated that in the movie, how that was such a large thread throughout the movie. And also, I just want to kind of go back to the last thing that you said, Michael Dean, and someone else in the chat. There's so many people chatting that my apologies. I can't remember who said this. But in terms of, I always felt like Prince had mapped his entire career out, like from an early. It just, like, so many things were just so magical. Oh yes, Father's Day weekend. That's a powerful. Brother Dean, happy Father's Day.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day,
Thank
Michael. Yes, and we got a Violet Brown shout out already. Stone Creek. Violet.
You see you, Stone.
Like Prince during the scene in Purple Rain watching apples perform.
Hilarious.
Okay. Oh man.
All
Hey,
the
guys.
Violet love. Oh, forget.
Yeah, I mean, well, of course, salute to Violet, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is, see how dope this is? It's close to Father's Day. We got two beautiful sisters right here. I'm chilling. We're talking about Prince. We won. It's over.
Yes, we won. So, and then let's see what Ricky's saying. How fitting the Father's Day weekend. This tidbit is being mentioned. P's dad saying that to him. Yes, I think Prince is very spiritual, very mystical to me. And on social media, I often hear people hearing Prince songs at, like in the car or walking into something when like he just like sends these little bat signals. And I don't know. I sort of believe in that. And we really appreciate Prince and all that he has done for us and continues to do, and for giving us the music that we can listen to for forever. And also the live shows.
You know what? Just to say real quick, you hit it right on the nail. But it is crazy that you can go to places wherever you're at in the world, and his music will come on in some capacity. So if you just think about where he was from, and just like he was this guy that's just making music all the time, and you see the legacy of it just on a random, like you just walk into Walmart or something, you're like, oh, that's Purple Rain. That's fun. So it's just dope, man. You can see how far his music. I wonder if he ever really got to experience that, to just walk into some drugstore and he just hears his music. You're like, oh, I guess I am that guy. But anyway,
I never thought about that, but I'm sure it had to have happened at least one time. He walks in some random place and his music is playing. I'm sure it's happening.
I wonder, does he just instantly flash to when he made that song? Like, Oh, I was sitting downstairs in the basement. So.
That's the thing I always wonder about is what does he think when he hears it? Yeah.
And Celia is saying happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth. Thanks to my pops for giving me the gift of literature, music, and real history.
That's right. Y'all better take the holiday.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I was like, I'm taking off Monday. Well, what is that? Juneteenth. Well, what's that mean? I ain't gonna be here Monday.
All right.
Your focus. My bad.
So Violet actually got here right on time. So we're going to wrap up what did Prince do this week, and then we're going to kind of transition into talking about celebration. But before we do, we're going to do Love How His Music Even Affects Children. Yes, Kim, Juneteenth. All right. So this is nothing new. So I'm not going to recap the live shows and after shows because they haven't changed because Prince has been on a, concert tour hiatus right now in 1983. But we did get the one studio visit from him this week. So it's 32 asterisks, meaning that's what's documented. Studio visits total so far. And also sometimes I make mistakes. So please keep me honest. Still 23 songs tracked. I didn't add any of the songs this week because, again, Baby I'm a Star and I Would Die for You were recorded or conceived earlier, not in 1983, earlier than that. Again, my mind just is blown by just saying that. Like neither of them were conceived in 83. They were conceived earlier than that. And then also Moral Majority were just overdubs. And we've already talked about the song tracks, added the one rehearsal, which was but I want to say one thing before, since hopefully Ricky is still here. So Ricky and I, we used to do the Grown Folks Music podcast and they've taken them down. One day I'm going to have to try to go and put them back up because I edited all of them and all that. Make a long story short, is that I'm sure in one of those podcasts, I probably said I wasn't a big fan of Baby I'm a Star. That shows you. But now I absolutely love Baby I'm a Star, only because of the rehearsals. I've been listening to a lot of rehearsals of Baby I'm a Star. I don't know why, but it just gets me in the working mood. And I'll say, okay, now I understand Prince. Now I understand. So then sometimes it takes me like 30 years, 40 years, pretty much 40 years. Well, it actually happened last year when I started really loving Baby I'm a Star. So sometimes it takes 39 years for a song to grow on you. Like,
thank God you weren't playing Billy.
Yes. But it's something about the energy of that track because okay, let me tell you where I was coming from. I always thought that It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night was kind of the same celebratory joy that Baby I'm a Star has. Mm-hmm. But I always thought that It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night was better. One, because Jill Jones on it, she's overdubbed on it. So anytime Jill's on something, it automatically elevates it. That's who I am. And I don't know. Also, I'm a huge fan of Sign of Times Live. Concert film, greatest concert film of all time. I'll say that until I die. And Baby I'm a Star, I thought, it's just happy. Okay. And I loved, like in the live shows when Sheila E. would show up, and do her thing, that's when Baby I'm a Star started for me in real time.
I got you.
But just hearing Baby I'm a Star, it's like, don't want to hear it. Now I want to hear Baby I'm a Star all the time, but it's primarily because of the rehearsals. I can listen to 2 hours of Baby I'm a Star being rehearsed on repeat. So that's the way I am. I just wanted to clear that up. Or Ricky, actually, if Ricky is still here. Yes, and Jill. Yes. Oh, look at Man Ray. Thank you. See, we're being honest here. That's okay, D'Angela. Man Ray said it took me 40 years to truly appreciate the Dirty Mind album. And I think the point I want to make is that it takes time. You have to live with the music. You have to listen to the music. You just can't listen to it once or twice. You got to do it on repeat. Like it's like a lifelong journey with Prince's music.
40 years that's a journey.
That's a journey.
That's
That's
the
an
journey.
entire lifetime.
That's not a long time, and I'm here to tell you.
Lord.
That's a minute. That is a
Yes.
minute.
I wonder what point of the year was you know what, that beat is all right. Like you finally like
It's kind of like you when you got the look, Mr. Dean. So you can't.
well, see, that's different.
Yeah, no, it really isn't. But okay. He tried it.
Well, right.
See what had happened was.
Yeah,
Right.
what happened?
You know what? At this point, you just say you're right. I'm gonna take that purple ale. It's all good.
See, everybody's coming out of woodwork. Stone Freak saying it took me time to get into For You.
Or
KMS 1984 saying that's me and Rainbow Children.
that one's a little hard.
A lot of people feel that way though.
Yeah.
Not me, but a lot of people.
Yeah, not me. Melvin Rush II, band rehearsals for musicians are where we find what
For
works.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You ain't never lied. That's very, very good. And
Let me ask you this quick question now that you've got down this. What era has the best rehearsals?
You know. Are you really going to ask me?
I'm asking both of you. Yeah.
So, okay. That's a tricky one. Okay, Ricky's still here. I'm glad you heard that. Okay. So when Prince passed, after I didn't listen to music for 6 months. I didn't listen to any music, including Prince. The first thing I listened to was Controversy album, and I played that for probably about a month. So I knew that Controversy was my favorite album. Second album I played was the Black Album. So I realized I never would have known that Black Album was like at the top of the top. That's what I'm gonna listen to. So I got really clear on what my top 2 albums are. I can't tell you what number 3 is because I don't know, but I know what my top 2 are. Then after that, I listened to Love Sexy rehearsals for probably 2 years straight. Nothing else. Love Sexy rehearsals.
Yeah.
Love Sexy rehearsals. And I couldn't get out of 1987, 1988. Just a Love Sexy band, sometimes what Harold Pride calls a band with no name. Love, love, love. But for whatever reason, this year I'm really into Revolution rehearsals. It actually started last year. Like when I want to get to work and do something I don't want to do, I put on a Baby I'm a Star rehearsal, or I put on something like Body Heat. And I think it's because they rehearse it for so long that you get into that groove. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, you can live in that groove forever. It just keeps you hyped. You know what I mean?
That is fair.
So the Revolution era for you right now is?
Well, right now, right. But like, as you can tell with this conversation we're having, that it changes, you know, depending on where you are in your life, what's going on, how old you are, and all of that. So
you got anybody, Violet? Any
rehearsals, musicology.
Really? Okay, interesting.
That's my favorite version of MPG. So
okay, I'm kind of the same. I'm right there with the Sign of the Times, Love Sexy. That's I can listen to a lot of that stuff, but my first ones that I fell in love with were the Revolution stuff, kind of leading into Purple Rain, and just him, like you said, they'll do the songs 3 or 4 times and keep going. But he was whatever that Revolution where he was like, put the magazine down and play your part. And he was singing, I was like,
I guess that is the good thing about the Love Sexy ones is yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, what were we talking about?
Prince. We were talking about Prince. We're about to go into celebration, but we're having a good time. You know me. We go on tangents. It's okay. We're still talking about Prince. So Law's here. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, my favorite era band and album. I'm with you. Love it. And we got a Sexy. Love it all, but Love Sexy for me. Brandy T saying I got hooked on the noon rendezvous rehearsals for a few months. Yeah.
Tough one.
And do we have, or is there
Ooh.
audio for the post nude tour rehearsals?
Where's the one? I like that one where they do you say, throw your hands in the air. Prince isn't there. Skin Tight. They go into like Skin Tight. This is
That's still oh, it's Diamonds and Pearls.
It's when you can Rosie's going, Levi's kind of singing the lead. That's a jam rehearsal right there. They do round and round. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that 90s they was called.
See, and then Mila said it took me a while to get on board with Emancipation because the 3-hour timestamp seemed overwhelming. But when I took it in pieces, it became my go-to album to listen to for a while. And Stone Freak says he seemed harder on the Revolution. And Kim was like, I don't know rehearsals like that. So why are you asking?
Kim, get into it. That could be that could be your new thing that you fall in love with. You start listening to rehearsal stuff. You'd be like, I found another side of Prince. Lord.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, that's all I listen to. I rarely listen to the studio. I listen to, and I rarely listen to the live. It's the rehearsals.
You like the,
I love rehearsals. And also you get Prince talking. Yeah. So let's see. And then we got Ricky saying the 80 through 84 to 86 rehearsals or something special. Okay, Audra, let's talk about it. I didn't like 7 for a long time. Y'all gonna throw tomatoes and eggs at me?
I'm not mad at you.
I don't like 7. I've never liked 7. I still don't like 7.
You say you still don't like it though.
I still don't like it.
I can't get mad at you about that. But
no. So, but talk to me in like 39 more years. I might have a number. Yeah. Let's see. And then Christy says, I want to know what he was rehearsing to on Manic Monday. Put together video. He was getting down. You know, that's a great question. Yeah, I really wish that when they released that footage, it was for Nothing Compares to You Live, and you don't really know what's really. Yeah, so that would be good to know.
That's a lovely, frustrating watching that video because I want to hear or see what they're doing so bad, but it looks great. You know, I'm so happy with it.
Yeah. And so I talk about the Nude Tour all the time. The Nude Tour is one of my favorite tours. It's probably my top 3 Prince tours of all time. I love the Nude Tour. Obviously Prince was like in rare form, not only with his dancing, his guitar solos. I mean, it was incredible.
Blowing hair, you left that out.
The hair flowing in the wind.
The White Hours while guitar, like, all of it.
All of it.
That Do Me Baby.
That is my favorite. With Miko when he does his solo. Oh my God, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The Nude Tour. Yeah. Anybody who doesn't like the Nude Tour, I don't know.
Yeah.
Rock in Rio is a great show, Celie says, and it bridges the gap between the Nude Tour and the Diamonds and Pearls Tour. Lee Christian saying, right now I'm obsessed with classic MPG lineup period, DMP through to before Emancipation. And then Gordon said, I had Lotus Flower for a year before I really got into it. Now it's from beginning to Lotus Flower is one of my favorite Prince albums of all time. I love me some Lotus Flower. And we're going to talk about it because what was really great about Celebration is they had an outtake from Lotus Flower, which was one of my favorites. So we're going to talk about it. And then let's see. I can wake up and a random Prince song will come to me and all I will say is good morning, Prince. His music has a compartment in my brain.
All right.
And then I guess these people are cleaning.
Oh, it's okay. Tanja says, I love all the rehearsals with Prince being extra petty. Yes, always shout out to Ohio Players, Skin Tight. Skin Tight is one of my favorite songs that Prince covers with any band. I don't care who he covers it with, but Skin Tight is really fantastic. Yes, Just Ruse, it was surprised hearing Prince cover classic such songs as Betcha by Golly Wow on Emancipation. Stone Freak is saying Emancipation as a 2 LP would have been a masterpiece. You guys are bringing it in the chat. You guys are on fire. Like, my favorite band is The Sign of Times, Love Sexy Band, but what have been listening is the live rehearsals with the Neon Moon.
Oh, interesting.
Neon Moon on bass.
That, you mean that mono
Neon? Are you saying, or do you mean mono neon? Or
I
do
wonder
you,
if it was an autocorrect.
yeah, it might have been an autocorrect. You're probably right. As an artist musician, Law says rehearsals are our stomping grounds. And Lee Christian says, I need a better hook blatantly. A lot of it is on the, if you do your Googles, as Michael Dean would say. And then Brandy T says, when he covers Aretha Franklin rehearsals in the headphones. I know there's a lot of love for Seven. I don't dismiss your love for Seven. I'm just telling you, it just I never connected with the song Love the Number. And it's helped me out. And then Damn You gives Seven a 7. Okay, Damn You is one of my favorite songs. Love that. And Law says that's how I felt about Glam Slam until I heard it.
What?
He said
I love Glam Slam. That's one of my favorite songs.
But he said he got to it. He got to it. It just took him. He had to go, around the corner to escape, and then he volleyed back to Glam Slam and got it.
Hey, it didn't take him 40 years, so I'm not mad.
That Law said that?
It didn't take him 40 years. Let's see, Dr. Claus.
Oh, yeah, bullying on an old girl with the 40 years. It's supposed to be a positive. Have you had your positivity?
You had your plus sign today. Just kidding. I don't think I'll make it there with the studio version of AOT-O-Matic. Triple Threat Tour is the version for me. I'm not mad at you for that. Not mad at all, Dr. Claw. But I do love the studio version of AOT-O-Matic, but I'll take it any way I can get that song. That's one of my favorite songs.
Me too.
Lee Christian, lately Seven has become one of my faves. P's utopian vision of the future, so bold, no pun intended. And then a lot of love for Seven. I knew the love was going to come to counteract my anti-love. Olga says the acoustic guitar on Seven. Gregorio says Seven is about the 7 record labels in their fall.
Mm-hmm.
And then Baron says, shame on y'all for not liking Seven.
Y'all.
Take me out of that. Yeah, I'm like, take me out of that one. I don't count me.
It's just me, Baron. I can own up to it. And then Stone Freak said, I still don't like the original Gam Slam. I skip it every single time. Too poppy for me.
What's wrong with you?
Ricky said the rehearsal audio made me appreciate some of the albums better. For sure. I mean, sometimes when you hear it live or in rehearsal, it definitely changes your relationship to the song. Melvin Rush II said, 7 was my theme song. My birthday is 7/7, y'all. Okay. Love that. Love that. And happy belated birthday. And Kim, let's see. Live version of Fury Live from Saturday Night Live ruined the album version for me. I'm assuming you mean in a good way. And okay, Claus 77, you got to break this down for me. That E-flat version of 7. Tell me, does that mean that you like it, love it, or
I love it.
You love it? You love it?
I like it. I was like this.
It's funky.
Because I heard you hear the real one. It makes me like this better, but I think it's just because the newness of it. But I think it's really good. Like,
it's pretty funky.
Yeah. So I mean, do you like, if you had to choose between the E flat or the original, which one?
If the E flat came first, I would have stuck with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have put that version out, but I don't know which came first. So, but it's that good.
I'm talking about now, like when you want to hear 7, what's going to be your go-to?
Oh, because this one is newer, the E flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you?
I really like 7 for his voice and the layering and stuff. The music is kind of the secondary part of that. So I just love to hear him. Oh, and just like type of thing.
Now that you mention it, I think I actually would love 7 if it was an a cappella. I actually do.
That's what I was going to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the music that I don't like.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say my version is the acoustic version. I have a single of it that has a bunch of different versions on there. There's an acapella version and an acoustic, and those are the ones that I prefer. I am not one of those people that love Seven the first time I heard it, but I do have a lot of friends and family who, for them, that is the song. So I understand, being upset about it.
Yeah, them vocals.
Yeah, those vocals are really awesome. So maybe I can get Baron. You could give me some love back a little bit. And then Law, the question of you, guitar solo on the new tour. Yes. I love how Laws keep like, let's go back to new tour. And then
I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
Electric Man.
An Electric Man.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Give me the new tour and musicology tour. Melvin Rush the second. Law, Miko is in my top 5. I know top 15 favorite rhythm guitar players of all time who influenced my style. Law, I hate to make you do this, but you got to break that down for us. I want to hear about your other 14 favorite rhythm guitar players. So just list them out for us, because I don't know. Miko is pretty darn good.
Levi got to be in there.
Yeah. So yeah, Levi's got to be in there. Prince, obviously, but I want to. Yeah.
I mean, all them cats that's in Parliament and James Brown bands, they got to be at the top.
Yeah, definitely at the top. Let's see. Revolution 86. For the three of you, I'd like to know who is your all-time ex-Prince band member. You can only pick one.
Say that.
Could it be like one for today and then we have one for tomorrow? Or
favorite band?
I hate having to narrow things down to just one.
I'm fine. I can answer this. For me, it's Sheila E. It's always been Sheila E. because and it really goes back to the rehearsals. Sheila's drum playing, and I have a friend who says Sheila's not the best drummer, and Sheila might not be the best drummer, but I think she brings this rhythmic sensibility to it because of her background, and you can tell when Sheila's playing the drum. She always puts this extra feel to it. I love Sheila in Prince's band. Like I was heartbroken, like tears when she was no longer in the band. So it would be Sheila for me. What about you?
You know what? Eric Leeds.
Eric Leeds. That's
the scary gentleman. Okay. I'm probably never going to get over that again. I'll probably say Rhonda for obvious reasons. I'm just going to go with that. And in my mind, I'll tell myself that's the choice for today, because I really hate having to only have one choice. I want all the things. So it's a personal issue.
Yes. If Ricky is here, we always get into fights over Rhonda versus Levi, because Levi is my favorite Prince bass player.
Okay.
And yeah, so
but yeah, it's a style thing because both of them are magnificent. Levi is. There's not a bass player that's played with Prince that you're like, why is this person here, right? For me, with Rhonda, it's her style. I love jazz anyway, which is really what she's trained in. And of course, she can be funky and all that too. But then she's very sexy. Like she just has a whole thing. I love her. Just love her.
But just so we're all clear, though, the best. If
you say Sonny, you're
best bass player that Prince ever had that rocked on the stage and they clicked the best, Mark Brown.
Oh, he's dope. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna argue with you on that. He's pretty good.
I'm just talking stuff.
Him live.
Oh, Brown Mark is. I mean, Brown Mark is incredible. He has the energy that is unparalleled, and it pops. Yeah, it's just like. It
feels like thunder when you're watching him live, like you can feel it from your feet up. Like it's crazy. He's excellent.
Mad respect.
He matches Prince on the records of those times, like the way Prince. Yep. That's how he's doing that live. Like, now he may not have been the best for a Sign of Times or some of these other bands, but to me, he sounded most like the records of the times that they were playing the shows. His style matched what was sounding on the records versus some of the other guys. They were exceptional bass players, but I don't think they matched
Well, you know what that is,
They write their
Dean?
own thing to it.
Exactly, and that's the difference because Brian Mark was so young when he joined the band, and he talks about that he soaked up so
Yeah,
much from Prince, and the others, especially like Sonny T, he'd been doing his thing,
right. They
so
had
he's got a whole thing that he's bringing into it, and
Mm.
same thing with Levi. Like they've all, it's just a different way that they came to be in the band. So yeah, that what you're saying makes sense.
You could argue all his bands afterwards did exactly that. They all were experienced musicians
Mhm.
into it versus him bringing them up to be.
And then he let them kind of do their thing too. He let, because with Ida, she was in more than one of his bands, and she played how she played. She brought her own thing to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read the comments while we're talking.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm like, I'm reading all these comments. There's so many of them.
We got a full house in here tonight today.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
TD Edwards, your birthday month is 7. That is so awesome. Thank you so much. Again, the 7 love continues. 7 from start to finish. I'm singing it in my head right now. Michelle Douglas. Yes, I don't disagree with this. Prince's vocal layering on 7 is unmatched.
Mhm.
Great, cool music. Ricky said, one of these days I'll find a love for elephants and flowers.
Oh
I
my
wonder if I will too.
Flowers.
what?
Not I'm good. That's one I.
See? That's for elephants.
Now, I didn't say anything about watching the video because I'm gonna watch it, brother. I'm gonna do that if I don't do nothing else. But I don't have to hear that song.
Oh my God. And here's some Vicky Waiting love.
Don't get me started on that song.
Escape is better. Baseline. Violet, I would love to see you cover that from Stone Freak.
Cool.
Lauren says both versions are great. I'm assuming you're talking about the 2 different versions of 7. And then Just Rule says, is it me or did Prince borrow the hook for the Supremes hit song Up the Ladder to the Roof for Little Red Corvette? I'm not familiar with Up the Ladder to the Roof. I have to check that out and see. Oshun says, I loved it. The E flat would be great live. Dope 7 edit. I love the original best though. Theo says the E flat version is a cute remix, but I'll stick with the original.
It's cute.
Melvin Rush II says E flat version of 7. Yes, sir. And Samantha says, yes, the 7 maxi single is amazing.
Mhm.
And Law says it's the drum sample that makes it acquired taste. That's definitely some of it. The drum sample. And then all right. Yes, there was a yeah.
Okay.
Looks
That's
like
what I thought.
Neon.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah. And Chrissy says new tour, yes. Alphabet Street with Rosie. Stone Freak says the drums on 7 are a little weak. Still love the song, but he used to use those stock MPC. We got some love from Mike Scott from Real Life, the DJ. We got Maceo from Samantha as the band member. Love Sexy Someone. Miko is my favorite rhythmic guitar player of all time. And then Just Rule says, I give Prince a thumbs up for 7. He was on his higher spiritual quest with Larry Graham, along with winning possible freedom from his Warner Brothers contract. And then Renato. But the question was only one.
Exactly. See, nobody wants to do just the one. Everybody needs all the choices.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yes, Miko is a beast. He is the one I want to see interviewed. I think Michael Dean would probably be the only person who can make that happen.
I wish.
I like the live part of 7 when Maite was dancing. Definitely Levi and Jesse Johnson on rhythm guitar. Melvin Rush II. Somebody's with me. Sheila E.
Yes. I know a lot of Sheila E. folks that live and die for that.
Yes,
for sure.
So Stone Freak, you know what I'm talking about. Sheila has the best ghost notes. That's the reason why I love Sheila as a drummer. It's just like the little things, you have like Bobby Z is a great drummer, but Bobby Z is probably the best drummer for most musicians because he's always in the pocket. He doesn't waver. But that's what I loved about Sheila. She would just like like throw
Mhm.
stuff in, but she will still come back in at the right time. So I don't know. But some people say that's a little too much, but that's what I love. I love too much. That's kind of how I roll. Um,
Michael.
70 is Walking the Waters. He immediately came strong with Diamonds and Pearls. Rosie Gaines.
Mm.
John Blackwell and Sheila E. on
Yeah.
drums. Melvin Rush the second. Rhonda is bad, and bad means good.
Mhm.
And Oshun, Sheila E. for me. Yes, love Rhonda. Nikki says, "You're not alone, Violet." And Ricky says, "New Tour is my second bootleg video I got. Love Sexy was the first."
Same here, Rick. Same.
Sadie T from Eugene. I think Levi for me. Stone Freak. I'm not mad at that. Not mad. Just Rules, Yes, Revolution 86. Rosie Gaines was the force. Again, Rhonda is the truth. Okay. So we got, but we got to do that Rumble. And I'm sure you're talking about Brown Mark. Mark Brown
Yeah, because he had that.
said, "Give Mark Brown his roses." And I got to put this up. I need Jill Jones to get paid more. That woman worked. Yeah,
She did. Yeah.
she did. Also, Melvin Rush II, Fam Don't Ever Sleep on Morris Hayes, Princess MD for so many years. But see, that's where, when you have to select one person, that's where you have to leave out a lot of people.
Mhm.
Obviously, everybody is great. It's just that, you have your favorites. And let's see. Okay, so we're going to transition now because we can go through this all day. But here we go. We got the list from all right. My legendary granddad, Sam Bluesman Taylor, Jimmy Nolan, Tony Maiden, Chuck Berry, Freddie Stone, Al McKay, Ernie Isley, Prince, Gary Scheider, Tal Ross, Albert King, Sugarfoot from Ohio Players, Nile Rodgers, Jesse Johnson, Steve Cropper, Leo Noncentelli, Thomas McClary, Miko Weaver, Solomon Roberts. So I got some research to do. I know some of these names.
If I had to just pick one person though to bet it all on, I'm actually going Freddie Stone. That's my style right there.
All right.
All day. And the rest, I mean, guys are dope. But
yeah. Got Nile Rodgers on there. Got some
Nile Rodgers.
I'm like, okay. All right.
This is a good list, Law. Thank you so much for sharing it. Oh no, Christy. Never got into I love Tick Tick Bang.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not a big Graffiti Bridge fan. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
It's okay.
We gotten to appreciate it over the years and whatnot, but I'll watch it with the sound off all day.
Shake.
I never liked Shake. Do you like Shake, Michael?
That broke my heart. That song. That broke my heart.
Yeah.
I was like, this ain't the time. You know what? I thought this was. I said, Prince is playing game. This is super petty Prince. We probably made them record that song. And of all the songs they could have had in that movie that the time did, like they could have performed and made them perform that in the movie, that was high level, petty. Like, y'all never outshine me like that.
Yeah, I could say a lot about Graffiti Bridge, but we won't go there or we'll be here until 5 o'clock.
It was like some weird version of Wild Thing from Tone Loc. If you listen to it, it's not that same kind of.
Not Tone Loc. Did you say Tone Loc?
No, I did. Wild Thing. And anyway.
All right.
So Lee Christian is saying that Tramp by Lowell and Fulton is the sample for 7. This is our Saturday hangout. I hope you guys are having a blast. I am, because the chat is on fire like Mariah. So thank you for all of your chats, and we're having a blast here with Michael Dean and Violet. So, Ricky, don't get me started. Do you really want to be here?
Oh my God, are we doing this now?
See, I'll fight for arms with Ryan now. We're not gonna go down that road.
We're not gonna go down that road. That's a little too much. All right. So, okay. All right. I keep wanting to leave and go to I'm with you, Law. I love Levi on bass more than on guitar.
I'll take him
I
on
do
either.
too, but he's a beat. I love him on guitar, but I love Levi as a bass player. And Law says Levi's in my top 20 bass players who influenced my style too. But Law also
Yeah,
loves
she
Johnny.
is. Yes, she is. Say that again.
Yeah, so like all of them are really, really great. We just have ours. Okay, Big Sexy coming in. Michael B.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Michael Bland be killing them drums.
Yeah.
Like polo
Broke
drums.
my ribs with his tone on the Act One tour. That's what Big
Oh,
Sexy said.
yeah.
Michael B plays like a funky Tyrannosaurus Rex, you know, like just the power, but it's graceful and funky, but it's like, this thing could kill me, like, but it's beautiful, you know. Like he's
Yeah.
super powerful.
For sure.
And Deja is saying, I apologize. So I'm going to say it both ways. Have to give Gail Chapman some love. She rarely gets brought up. She got to make out with Prince several times. Every girl's dream. Audra says, I never played the original. Thank goodness for E flat for 7. And then I'm thinking that this is in regards to Law's list from Realign the DJ. Yes, Just Rules, dearly beloved. We are gathered here today to talk about what I love to talk about all the time, every day, Prince. So that's why we're here. And Law says Brown Mark is in a league of his own, so I don't put him in a list. He established his own sound within the Prince structure. I hear that. And JD is schooling us, even though this is to Law. I'm sure we need to check out Thomas McClary's book. JD, what is the name of Thomas McClary's book? And Barron says, half of my favorites are on Law's list. And Stone Freak said, nobody could rumble like Mark. Love Sexy Son 1 said, I didn't see Jimi Hendrix on that list. And then J Mix says, you need the original Tick Tick, you know, Tick Bang. And Violet's like, nope. And then Law says, I'm going to make it easy for everyone. I love the whole Graffiti Bridge soundtrack. So even Shake, I'm assuming that that's in response to Shake. But can you confirm that, Law? Oh, okay. Vanessa, Tick Tick Bang felt like he was trying to do tambourine.
Interesting.
Work. That is very interesting comment. The vocals were insane, though. Yes, I agree. Vocals were awesome. Theo is with Michael Dean.
Well, that's all right.
But Man Ray is saying, amen, I love you, Prince, but Shake. Yeah.
That's gonna be my new button. I'm gonna get a sound button. Every time somebody says something goofy, I'm Shake.
Law is saying Shake was mega dope to me. It actually was influenced by the classic 60s song 96 Tears by Question Mark. I gotta check that out. Let's see. Yes, I'm really enjoying this show. I always love hanging out with Michael Dean and Violet. So this is really great. Oh, love this comment. Shake needed more chili sauce.
There you go. Need some more seasoning. Serious.
Oh, wow.
Kyle Christian has Ronnie Drayton.
Okay.
I'm assuming for the guitar. Oh, Vanessa.
I thought we were going to leave that. We weren't doing that. Are we doing it?
No, we're not going to do that.
Vanessa.
Oh, Lord. I'm like, don't bring them folks out today.
Technicolor Graffiti Bridge.
Yeah, let's not bring the Arms of Orion folks out today.
Okay,
let them rest.
we're not going to do that. We're going to skip through all the Arms of Orion. Okay.
Love for one another.
A time check. I love it. She's like,
look now.
Well.
All right, here we go. Here's the book by Rock and Soul by Thomas McClary. It goes through the rise and sad demise of the Commodores.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Thank you for that, JD. You're always schooling us. We really appreciate you. We got to have you on the show one day. You tell us when you want to come. Like go in the book and see like what date you want to come in on. Just let us know. Michael Dean, make that shake sound button. So he's gonna make that happen. You're not alone, Christy. I love Elephant and Flowers. And let's see.
Oh wow, dang.
Yeah, no shit.
We're being real honest today, I see.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Wait.
The
There's
time
a
show with the sign when Morrison playing play shake. Like, catch this nigga.
and
Yeah,
then
I can imagine live it would be good because a lot of songs are like that. You don't dig them, the studio
Yeah.
recording, but then you see it live and then you start to rethink it. So I could totally see that.
yeah, so he's saying he's thinking it was performed at 3121 Rio, Love Sexy 71. And yeah, I want to read this. Have y'all heard Shake live by Prince in concert? So that's our homework assignment for the week. See if we can scout out.
He does do it live.
I bet we like that better than
It's in the Rock in Rio.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it says
They
31.
have that with those Versace
I will
suits,
watch that.
something they were wearing during that time. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go watch that this evening.
I'm just gonna put this up for my own amusement. And then,
Oh my god.
You look all right.
all right. And then Law says Hendrix is not that on that list because he's pinnacle. Hendrix was beyond slick rhythm guitarist, but it was his lead that made him a game changer that influenced all guitarists. My granddad gave Jimmy his job when he left Joey D and the Starlifters.
And yes, on that Shuggy Otis. They're right.
Yes.
The Otis.
Okay, I can't let go. These are some great comments. What's up with the giant Crisco bottle on the stage during Shake?
You need
Oh,
chicken
man,
grease for the
skillet.
funk. What you mean?
You're in the skillet. And the grease is popping.
Oh man. Somebody said they have so many questions about Shay. Shay getting beat down today.
Be a shake panel. That's
Oh
what
my
we need.
God, we need a shake paddle. We so need a shake paddle. We could probably take like 2 hours just to talk about shake.
Oh man.
Okay, we're going to transition. Okay, we're not going to respond to any more shake.
Cool.
So, but you have to also leave the Arms of Orion discourse out of it.
Mm.
We're done with that today.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. So we're transitioning, and I want to talk a little bit about what happened was last week. So, first of all, on last Wednesday, I was able to speak at the University of Minnesota, and we talked about the past, present, and future of Prince studies, alongside the wonderful Dr. Kirsty Fairclough, who is in the middle. Andrew Swinson is to the right. Dr. Elliot H. Powell, who's part of the 4U crew from all the symposia, who actually teaches a Prince course at the University of Minnesota called Prince Porn in Public Space. And then all the way on the left, we have Kristen Schomler, who also, we talked about her new tour that she does for Minneapolis. And I can't remember the name of it, so I have to go look that up. But I'm seeing this in the chat. Yes, that first Dionne Farris album, which was produced by David Ryan Harris of Fall For Now, which we have talked about in previous What Did Prince Do This Week, because I love me some David Ryan Harris, also love me some Dionne, but I really love me some David Ryan Harris, particularly early David Ryan Harris. All right. So I just want to give a shout out again for that, and all of you who came out to that, because to be honest, I didn't think anyone was going to show up because we did it on Wednesday at 1, and I knew a lot of people were going to be traveling, and I was like, who's going to show up for this? It's too early, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people came out. We had about 80 people. So I just wanted to thank each and every person who showed up for that. And again, to Kirsty for facilitating it and all that. And after that, I'm so happy that Oshun, hopefully you're still here. I so love this post. Oshun told me that Prince would probably give me the stage name of Symposia. I love that. I really, really love that. So thank you so much, Oshun, for that. I think he would name me Symposia, and I kind of like it as a name. So that's super cool. Thank you for that. All right. So I want to talk about what I went to. So Violet, you have to chime in because Violet was there too. You have to let me know if you were there and You probably went to some things that I didn't go to, so I might not have slides for things that Violet went to but I didn't go to. So for me, this was really important to go to. It was Tales from the North Side, Stories of the Minneapolis Sound. Obviously, Jelly Bean Johnson is in the picture. He was there. He performed, and he performed alongside Sue Ann Carwell, which is one of my favorite people on the earth. So I got to shout out Sue Ann. She did, her voice is incredible. The panel was amazing. Law was there. I didn't even know Law was going to be there, but it was a really fantastic event. And what I loved about it, they had a lot of people there. So many people on this panel. They had Owen Husney. He was there. But the person who was there that I just loved listening to was Vaughn Terry of Lewis and Vaughn. He was incredible. He still looked sharp and great, and they had photos of some of his fashion design that he did for Prince. And Law sang Lisa Keith was there, and Law found out about that. And then I will put this up. Celie is no longer with us, but I do think we need a fake Celie breakdown. I think he'll break it down. So we'll see if we can get that done.
Y'all ain't right.
So yes, don't forget, you got there right when y'all ended. So in terms of the Prince Studies event, but it was so great to see you there, Stone Freak, as well as Tanja and Troy Gua and all of you who just came out, and Violet, who was there. It was just so great to see all of you. And Law is saying, I wore the hoodie jacket Vaughn made for me, which if you've seen any promo photo of Law recently with his, purple jacket on, that is a Vaughn original. Really, really nice.
Oh, I saw that. That was the brother you was in the video with Law. He was suited.
Yes.
Suited. Oh, yeah. Salute to that player, man.
Yes. I love these side notes. So we're going to bring this on. Deion Ferris appears on the 4th Jazz Mataz album. I love the Jazz Mataz series. And
hey, man.
Let's see. Found a new tour of vinyl at Twist and Shout Record Store after 2016. Didn't know it was a concert record. Very nice. Michael Dean, we touched on him on Switch Up the Style.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Awesome.
Shout out to Tanja.
Yeah, shout out to Tanja. So, Law, is there anybody else? And Violet is like, but Violet, you didn't come. Did you come?
Not to this one, no.
From the North Side. I'm missing a lot of people. Yes.
Spike.
Yeah, Blues in My Sunshine is an awesome record. So Blues in My Sunshine is a record that Sue Ann recorded with Jesse Johnson. And if you don't have it, you should get it. It's really, really good. And again, if anybody's going to interview her, I think Michael Dean would be really fantastic. Yep. And thank you. Yes, Spike Moss was also at and the reason why I forgot to Spike Moss is he spoke at the very beginning, and I thought that he didn't speak long enough because I could have just listened to Spike Moss, but Spike Moss was also, there were so many people on the panel. They had 2 different panels. So it was really hard to keep up with who was there with my senior mind. And the performance was really fantastic. So it was Jelly Bean that was, obviously on guitar. Sue Ann was singing, and I can't remember the other people in the band. So if anybody was there, you're gonna have to help me out. So Law, can you help me out? Who else was in the band? That would be great. Yes, the great Spike Moss. And it was really cool for those of you who are in New York when they screened Tales from the North Side at the Apollo. I don't know, it was this year or last year. It wasn't that long ago. Yes, Dr. Fink was on the keyboards. Yes. And thank you. I knew you guys would come through. Christopher Chor on keyboards. Who else was there? So Christopher Chor was on keyboards. Dr. Fink was on keyboards. So much has happened but since then, because I've been saying this a lot, but work has been my day job has really been on fire, and it's really hard to keep everything in my brain lately because I'm juggling a lot. So thank you so much, Samantha. Yes, the screening was in November last year. Kim came out to the screening. That was so great. Bobby from Jesse Johnson's Review was on drums. Thank you so much for that, Law. That was really great. So did we get it? And who was the bass player? Because I think we got everybody but the bass player. So that's who was at Tales from the North Side, Stories of the Minneapolis Sound, which was live at the Capri Theater. And then I went to First Avenue for the DJ Dudley D and guests, and I had a blast. Did you go to that?
Apparently, this is where I was standing in the back of the club like Prince watching Avalon. That's the way I heard.
Yes, yes. Oh, before we go to the First Avenue, yes, Pepe Willie was also at.
Oh, Ricky! I'm sorry, Ricky from Mint Condition was on bass. I was wondering where he was. I didn't see him this time.
Yeah, yeah. So Pepe Willie was also on the panel. He was also phenomenal. He looked phenomenal. I could have listened to Pepe for hours. It was really great hearing him speak. Yes, Ricky Kitchen from Mint Condition was on bass. Thank you so much, Law. Danielle says, I was there at the Capri. It was amazing. It was a great way to start off day one in Minneapolis. But now we're going to transition to First Avenue because Samantha, yes, it was popping. And Vanessa says the Dance Electric was so much fun at First Avenue. Mila said it was so much fun at First Avenue. It was a lot of fun. So mad shout out and respect to DJ Dudley D. He did his thing. And what I really loved is that his set was all Prince, which I think is all I need. But what I also loved is that he had video that would accompany it, and it was like tethered to his his playing. So if he scratched, the video would scratch, and it was really awesome. And he would sync up certain videos that went with songs, but sometimes that was also really wonderful. The video presentation and just being in First Avenue and all of that
with the Purple Rain at First Avenue with the video. I think we all ended up crying, which was not the goal, but yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. We're trying. And obviously we're not the only ones. There are a lot of people. I think Funkatopia yesterday or the day before did like a 3-hour recap of Celebration. So we're not going to do like a deep dive because there's so many people who have already done deep dives. So definitely look out for those who really go into detail about every single thing. We're not going to do that because we'll be here until like 9:00 at night, and because we're going to go off at the tangent.
You all will be here until 9:00. I'm just kidding. I'm like, yeah, just excuse myself.
So this was my favorite moment at First Avenue. Is first of all, Law, it started off with you and Baron, and I think if Baron is still here, Baron was all suited up in, I think, in his gold the Prince gold outfit. So I could spot Baron from, anywhere in First Avenue. He started dancing with Law, and I was up on the second floor looking down. So I had the best seat in the house, in my opinion, for this dance off. And then Damon D came in, and he had his arm in a sling, and he was dancing his butt off. Like it was so crazy when Law and Damon D had a dance off at First Avenue. I hope somebody got video.
Somebody did. Somebody's got video.
Yeah, and that was incredible, Law. So, and Baron, because Baron was the one who kicked it off. You and Baron, that was really incredible. That actually was one of the highlights of my entire time in Minneapolis, was seeing you dance, because you guys did your thing. Love that. Yes, Pepe has the best stories. He really did. Oh, Miko dropped a lot of his demos on his YouTube page today. Thank you, Stone Freak, for that public service announcement. We really appreciate that. We're going to check it out. And then Tanya said, I cried at Purple Rain. It hit me hard at Dance Electric. And Samantha says, I love that Dustin plays live versions of the hits to play to both sectors of the Prince fandom. Yes, I love the live versions. Yes, Baron Law and Damon dancing was a highlight from Groovement 71. I know who you are. And then, let's see. Baron says, I have the dance off law. And then Kim says, visuals are key in an environment like that. Can't believe I was dancing to Prince in First Avenue. We also saw you dance, Kim. We didn't want to like disrupt your flow. So we witnessed you from afar getting your dance on. And that was also very special to me, seeing you just having fun and dancing. It was a beautiful thing. And we didn't even record it because we're not those kind of people. But we did see it. And it was a beautiful thing. And then Mila said, I feel that I dipped out as soon as they started playing that because I ugly cried up.
Yep.
And then Vanessa forgot to request WD to play Modern Air. That crowd would have absolutely done the dance from the movie. Yes.
That's what I wanted to see. That would have been lit.
That would have been, that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been lit.
Yeah.
It sure would have.
And they would have done it for sure.
Yeah.
What if they just had Dez come out there, man? Like he performed Modern Air. That would be hilarious.
That would have been like fantastic. All right. So we're gonna transition to talking about Celebration. So just chime on in and jump on in, Violet, whenever you want. You know how we do. All right. So first, I want to just congratulate Tora. My sister's name is Tori, so of course I see Tora and I think Tori automatically. But Tora Borealis, I thought he did a fantastic job with the visuals. Yes. And also, I love that the estate actually did the contest, to get fans involved. And I'm sure they had a very hard time actually choosing what was going to represent Celebration 2023, because there are so many incredible designers in the Prince community. I won't start naming names because I know I'll forget someone, but most people should know Reverend and Marco of 1999 Designs, but I'm going to leave it there. But I know there are lots more people. And if I didn't say your name, my apologies, but that's what happens when you have so many great people. It just happened when we were just talking about, the band members, there's always someone who's going to be left out, and it's not, I don't want to, but it's just, we only have so many time of the day. And yes, and Troy Gua, I know, submitted one as well. So yes. And yes, Stone Freak, Modern Air all events. I really agree. I don't know if Tora was there. I actually don't know if Tora.
He was there. And I only know that because one of my friends got a pic with him and posted it.
Awesome. Yes. And yeah, I agree, Kim. The color scheme was cool. I liked it because it was colorful. It was fun. And yeah, so I got to give a mad shout out to Darlene Nisi. And again, with the slideshow, which you can find at the bottom of our book club page, which is, let me see if I can find the banner. So bookclub.polishsolid.com. If you click on all the images, they usually take you somewhere. Not all of them, but most of them. So if you click on this image, it will actually take you to Darlene Nisi's Twitter thread. And she had very, very detailed, I'm trying to remove the banner, descriptions of like blow by blow of everything that went down. So this year I wanted to take notes, but I forgot the notebook that I wanted to bring. And then I thought about it. I was like, Darlene Nisi is going to be taking those detailed notes. Why do I need to take notes when Darlene Nisi is going to take the most detailed notes ever? So I was like, I'll just read Darlene Niecy's feed, and she came through as she always does. So if you want like a blow-by-blow account of everything that happened, she breaks it out. She has, Twitter threads for each day, but this thread is like the master thread that will get you to all of the threads so you can know everything that we won't talk about because we can't talk about everything. So again, I have to give a mad shout out to Darlene Niecy for her diligence and detail that she always does. Okay. So I thought I believe in, making decisions and thinking, like recapping my experience and what really resonated with me. So my favorite things about Prince Celebration 2023, just as a fan, was hearing Prince and his father for the first time together on a song called Don't Play With Love. I really wish that was on that thumb drive. It was something that I always wanted to hear, was because, there is an album out by John L. Nelson, but he's not playing on it because they just used his compositions and there are other musicians that are playing it. And there is a clip from a long time ago when John L. was on one of those shows like Current Affair. I can't remember the name of the show. It was like back in the 80s or early 90s. I can't remember when it came. I think it was late 80s or early 90s. And he was at the piano, but I don't even know if it came through. But hearing Prince and his dad on the same song and hearing Prince's dad's piano, it kind of sounded like what I thought it was going to sound like, but it made me realize that Lisa Coleman, I would think, reminded Prince of his father because of like the complex chords that she would play. And John L. also played very complex chords. But I could also hear, when Prince plays really pretty, like when he goes up the scales, with his piano playing, that's very John L. from this Don't Play With Love. So it was really illuminating. And I hope that the estate actually releases it. So that was by far my favorite thing out of the entire time of Prince Celebration was hearing Prince and his dad, because I never thought that was going to happen because I was really excited when his album was announced. And then I was like, what? He's not playing on it. So I was like, oh no.
Did they say that there was a collection of Prince and dad piano recordings from that or what?
They didn't say, but it was like from a box label, Prince and Dad. So I don't know if it was like a cassette, but that could have had more songs on it. I would think that maybe it, but anyway, it was fantastic. So I hope that it comes out.
It was very sweet. It made you go, oh, at the end of it. Yeah.
That would be the ultimate Father's Day release.
That would be great.
Yeah.
You just could sense like the love in there. It was really sweet.
Yeah.
In addition to the great music.
Yeah. But I loved how John L. would go from like these really, like complicated deep chords to like this pretty. So he was like, he would go back and forth between these sounds. And it wasn't chaotic at all. But it just reminded me so much of Prince. So I feel like Prince is his father's son and musically. It was really awesome to hear. So that was one.
That would be so powerful, man.
And I'm gonna talk about it as much as I can because I really hope that they release it. The second thing that just blew me out the water was Della Blackheart, and I want to think that it's Michael B. Even though that's not what was said, I really think it was Michael B. because it's a Lotus Flower outtake. It was an instrumental rock song. Not a pop rock song.
No.
Because Endorphin Machine, I feel, is a pop rock song. This was a rock song. And it was incredible. I would love to have Della Blackheart. Love.
Yeah. We call that Third Eye Girl before Third Eye Girl.
Yeah.
I call that.
But harder. I mean,
I want that bad.
I want that bad. It really reminded me of why am I blanking? It really reminded me of Band of Gypsies, like something the Band of Gypsies would do, but with like a modern twist on it. I really love that. And on the next, actually, I'll just go ahead and show it real quick on the on my slideshow here. Ruth came through on the rescue, and she posted this on Twitter. And again, if you go to the slideshow, you can click on it, and you can go directly to the actual tweet. But you can see that Della Blackheart was at one point on a configuration of the lotus flower.
That would have been
I was
perfect.
like, what?
That would have been perfect.
I was like, what?
See, I try not to curse, but then you see stuff like this.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Rashida, for saying I think it's Michael Bland on drums too. It was fire, 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 fire. And then Groovement71 is saying you can hear Prince and John L play together on the 1987 Munich after show. Thank you for that. And then Mila saying, ooh, they should do a Father's Day release for that.
That would be sweet.
That would be so sweet. And Theo saying, I'm still not over Vault Series Volume 1. Like, there should be some more, right? Is that what you're saying? Like, we just got 2 songs. Are there going to be more songs? Yes, Rashida. Going back to the Don't Play With Love, having Prince was talking, like on the track. So it's always great when you hear Prince talking. Oh, Andrea Dancers. Yes, Current Affair. Thank you. That was the segment that John L. Nelson was on. And then Samantha says, I was sitting with Kanisa during the Sounds of Blackness performance, and every time they started a new song, she would get excited and then quickly scribble down the name of the song in her notebook. Yeah, she was on top of it. Oh, Celie, I was listening while driving to my workshop, and there better had not been any tick-ticks. Or I will shake somebody.
Okay.
Back to my workshop. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah. So John L's CD is in the Paisley store, Paisley Park store. And let's see. And then Samantha says, the day he said Della Blackheart was recorded was about a week before I met Prince for the first time. That realization made me tear up a bit. Mila says, Ruth is a gem. Ruth is a gem. I love all the stories and info she shares. And let's see. And the Munich after show at the Park Cafe 1987 is incredible from Luther Washington. I know Optimistic had to sound incredible, and Paisley wanted to be there so bad. It really was, but they actually didn't perform the whole song. It was, I can't remember the other song. Do you remember?
Hold On is the song that always, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. But
they did a medley going one into the other like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I really wish they would have performed Optimistic from the beginning to the end. I was really waiting for that. And Kim says, Sounds of Blackness nearly took me down a couple of times. And Rashida says, my favorite was the drum. Okay. So going back to, we talked about Della Blackheart. Okay. So my third thing is obviously getting that cassette thumb drive with All Is Shared Together Now, because I absolutely love that song. I could play it over and over and over and over again. And Kim says, going back, Sounds of Blackness, I believe.
I believe it's the other song. Yeah.
And Hold On, especially. Oh, Baron. Yeah, that would have been nice. I wanted to hear The Pressure. Yep, that would have been nice from the Sounds of Blackness. And so what are you guys, how are you guys feeling about All Is Shared Together Now? You guys heard it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I love it. I loved it. I loved it from the very beginning when they played those snippets for the Celebration 2023 promo. I was like, I want to hear that. I want to hear that. And when we were listening to it, I was like, yeah, you know, God is alive. Someone heard my prayer. And so it was. And then when we got the cassette, I was like, yes,
That cassette looks dope. That's a great idea.
No, I'm so silly. I got the cassette and I said, "Oh, thank you. I don't know what I'm supposed to play this on." And then Charles was like, "It's a USB," and I was like, "Oh!" And then I was excited. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little like, "Oh, that's so cute." Thank you.
Almost everyone that I saw that when they got it, they were going like, "What am I gonna do with this?"
Because but I do know people that have cassette players. I definitely don't. I was like, I'm gonna put this in my thank you. Kind of like that.
So yeah, Mila said the same thing. I was taken aback at first when they handed us that cassette tape.
It was like, oh, isn't that cute?
Yeah. And then let's see, Man Ray is saying all is shared together is smooth classic funk. Luther Washington is saying funky, a real cool 70s vibe. Let's see. And then Samantha saying I was stunned when he said it was recorded in 2006. And that's all shared together now. And Drea dances, yes, I loved it. Here we go, Kim. Kim said, I hoped it was
a cassette. Okay. Hey.
And then Brandy T saying, kept my cassette player, my Walkman. You never know.
Not the Walkman.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Also, Rashida, I'm one of the people with the cassette player. Pieces playing tricks on us. Yes. So I love the song. It's something I'm going to continue to play. It's not a throwaway track. I'm really happy that they gave it to us. I just wish Della Blackheart would have been
Me too.
I really wish that all the songs.
I really wanted that one. But that one, I really wanted that one. That's in my list of 3 songs that I really wanted from the unreleased stuff.
What were your list of your 3 songs that you really wanted?
From the unreleased is All the King's Men. Oh my God. I teared up the first time I heard that. And then Della Blackheart, and then The Rock That Keeps on Rolling. Oh my God. That song is amazing. And I'm like, please, please, please. I was hoping what they do when they gave us the USB was give us the stuff that we heard in the session, but
that would have been really nice.
Yeah.
If they would have given us all of the songs.
Maybe they're going to put them out later or something.
I hope so. I really do. I hope they pull them all out. They were all really fantastic. They
really and truly. No throwaway. It was a little bit overwhelming. I did tear up over that because sometimes people don't put things out because they're bad. And that was not the case with this. This was.
And as a person that didn't go, but just to hear about stuff like this is the things that I would. Yes. Oh, you guys want to hear new music or unreleased music?
Yeah. You want to do that.
Beautiful. Yes. That sounds great.
And Rashida saying All the King's Horses is a nod to Aretha Franklin. Oh, and Anne is saying She's Such a Tease was my favorite unreleased.
It was cute.
Celebration.
Yeah. And the little story that went along with it.
Yeah. And Lee Christian said I still have all formats and players.
Dang.
And you kind of have to if you want to
play.
Got
the 8-track?
Oh Lord.
8-track.
Surely they didn't mean that.
I don't know. Lee Christian might have an 8-track. Tell us.
Wow.
Ready. This car wash soundtrack.
All right. And let me see. So number 4, and I found this really interesting because normally I would have in celebrations past, it's always been about the video footage. So I was really kind of shocked at how moved I was by hearing these unreleased tracks. So I'll never forget that, but I really wish I could hear some of them again, particularly Della Blackheart. If I'll keep saying that until Della Blackheart.
Put that out in the universe.
I'm putting it out. The bat signal. Della Blackheart. All right. So let's talk about the 2 video concert footage that was shown. One was the last show of the Act 2 tour, the London Wembley Arena, September 7th, 1993. And one of the things that I loved is that we got to see the whole show over 2 days, because in prior celebrations, they would only show half of a concert and they would start off with another concert like the next day. Yeah. So one of the things that I missed from the previous celebrations is, having all 4 days start off with the Prince concert footage. I think that's really important. So I hope that that'll come back. But I really loved being able to see the entire show. And my favorite part of this, Violet, I know you're going to probably think that I'm like crazy, was at the very end when they started doing those poses. Like, take my picture.
It was kind of dope though. It was. I mean, I don't know if it was my favorite, but yeah, I feel you. It was. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah,
It was kind of dope. It was.
It was that part to me was dope. So because I spoke on the panel, I got to see that footage twice, and I was just waiting for them to make the poses, like I love that moment. So they would just they all came to the front of the stage, and they just started making like high school picture poses. Like it was just so
It was cute. Yeah,
it was so funny. That's just like how Prince is. He's just funny. I love funny Prince. And then obviously, the concert itself was like really amazing. And Rashida says that my favorite part was Kathy Henson on the sax. And Tandra's saying bring back 4 days of programming. Mila was saying that growl he did.
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
Yes. Rashida saying it was cute, I guess, about my poses. I just loved it. And then Kim said the Act 2 tour show was crazy to me. Lee Christian said it was the second of the Wembley shows. And then Grooveman saying whole show minus the encores. Yeah, we can't forget about the encores, but almost whole show. Thank you for that correction. And the Act 2 footage was amazing quality. You could see the pins in his hair.
You really could. No, it was excellent footage. And you usually, sometimes people look at bootlegs. That's neither here nor there. You don't usually get to see Act 2 in such great quality. It was like this.
Great quality. Yes. Lee Christian says he thinks he was actually at that gig.
Nice.
That's incredible. Okay. Baron has an 8-track.
Okay.
I'm not mad at you. So what 8 tracks you have of Prince? I've seen the Prince, the second album 8-track. Was there, I'm assuming there was a For You 8-track. I've never seen one, but I definitely saw a Prince 8-track. What Prince 8-tracks you got, Baron? Let us know. And then I don't remember the story behind She's Such a Tease. Do you remember?
That's one of the sessions I got to do twice, and it changed a little bit between the two, but it was more or less a joke, kind of like maybe a lovely woman came to Paisley and maybe there were feelings, but he waited until she left and then had it sent with her or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Who was this lady?
Oh, they definitely did not say who the lady was. Yeah. And it was more like conjecture. It wasn't,
Yes. All right. So we got, it's time for the legendary performances to be remastered and released on Blu-ray. Love Sexy 88. Yes. Detroit 86. Yes. Tokyo 90. Yes. First Avenue 83. Yes. And definitely the Capri 79. That would be great. So Kim saying the thing with 8 tracks is the tape is very brittle at this point in time. So are you saying that you can't play it? It would break, like the tape would break? I would love to know. And Mila says, yeah, great quality on the footage. That was my first time seeing all the details in his typhoon.
That's why my eyes were bugging out of my head, because I love that hairstyle. And I was like, because you could see it all.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So the other footage that they showed was part of the Yokohama 1986 Revolution Pro Shot footage. That was really great to see. And Kim said, yep, that tape will break. But for me, Violet, I'm sure you can probably tell me what my favorite part of that was. You might not know me very well, but...
Do you mean the part where Sheila came out looking like, I said, well, all right then.
Yes, that's the part. That
is. She looked good. Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. She looked amazing. Like,
yes,
for real. And my Sheila people, I couldn't wait for them to see it, because I'm just like, oh, y'all gonna die. Y'all gonna die. Y'all see this one. She looked so good. And actually, I was sitting with somebody who was at that show. So he was basically about to faint.
Oh
y'all, everybody knows that Miss Rick with all the bad suits with the hats and all that stuff. I was sitting with him, so he was just because he was there. He said that she walked right past him in that turquoise outfit with the midriff out. And yeah, she seemed so happy and radiant, and just the chemistry between them. And man,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, it's something to
Yeah.
see, Michael.
Man.
It's
Oh,
something to
Yeah.
see. It was I was just like, Sheila.
She was shining, huh?
She was. She really was.
Mm,
Yeah.
love to see it.
Yeah,
She looked amazing. Yeah.
incredible. So that's what was the highlight for me.
I feel you on that one. Yeah.
And I almost put that number 4 just for Sheila, but I was like, okay, we're talking about Prince, so it's like
It was
That's
on the Love Bazaar for real, huh?
yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Oh, Tanja.
You already know.
Look what Rashida said. I would have got ruled in the back of that limousine. She looked good. I'm telling you. I was like, okay, all right, sis. I'm
How
not
was
mad.
Prince? How was Prince's demeanor?
I mean, come on now. It's Prince. And then the two of them together and the body language. I was like, all right.
Okay. Say less. We got you.
It's like,
Yeah.
Yes, that was that last. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last Revolution show. I think that's the one where he tore up the guitars on stage.
Mm-hmm.
They show
Yes.
Wow.
Did they show that part? Oh, okay.
Show that part.
They didn't show that part, but they did show Miko in the background, because that was the next rhythm guitarist to come along behind the curtains kind of playing. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And then for me, I really love Shelby J's performance. That was my favorite performance out of all the performances at Celebration this year. But then, I loved all of the local musicians, like No Minneapolis, which were the gospel troupe or choir who performed during the brunch. They were incredible. But my favorite, and then there was also Nerd D. He was, and Nerd D might be the band name, I'm not sure. They were awesome, but none above the family. They were incredible musicians. They were brothers and sisters. They all played instruments. The brother who was on guitar, who was just 20 years old, was killing it. So I really enjoyed their performances. What did you like about across all the performances, Violet? Which ones?
Well, you asked me my 7 favorite things, and I was going to say Stokely and Stokely, 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 and Stokely, Stokely, and Stokely. But then I thought, this is actually about Prince, so let's put other things in there. But I literally, that was a reason for me to come to Celebration, was to see him. So, and his band, I've seen them in several cities across the U.S. So that was the thing for me. I did not get to see None Above at Paisley, but I have seen some of their video, and I think they're going to be at the Capri next month. So I'll get to see them sometime soon.
It was
Stokely.
Go see them. You should definitely go see them.
I saw them doing She's Always in My Hair, which is my favorite song. So yeah, I have to check these people out live. I didn't get to see their live show though, but I got to see Stokely. So I'm good.
I got a question for you, Violet. How was the Stokely show?
Well, so do we have 9 hours? Because, I can go on. I mean, if you really want to know, it was interesting to me because there were people who were surprised he could dance. And I'm like, where y'all been? Because that's what he does. I mean, not mint condition stuff, but his solo work, that's what he does. That's part of the excitement about going to see him is you getting out your seat. He's going to make you do some things. So yeah, I was extremely happy about that. I was not disappointed, none at all.
Right.
And then it made me kind of sad because I almost had to fight Rashida. Y'all know I love DJ Rashida, but she was calling that man her husband when she knows he's my husband. It kind of turned into a little bit of a thing.
Lord.
But yeah, that was my favorite thing, and I love. Now he added 1999 and Cool. I think maybe one other song. He started doing those back in 2017 with his own band. He did that with the Revolution, but also with his own band. But then what he did at Celebration that I hadn't seen him do before was Private Joy, which is another one of my favorite songs, which is one of those rare songs that people never ever do. So that was extremely exciting. Yeah, they were good. They were excellent.
Wow.
they could have just let him play all night, and that would have been good for me. I'd have been good.
So there's a lot of love for Stokely's rendition of Private
It
Joy.
was dope. Yeah.
And Vanessa saying he had that energy when he performed in Mint Conditions, saw him at BB King's, and that stage was not big enough for him. And Chandra said when he told us he was performing Private Joy, I was mad. I was going to miss it.
Yeah.
Stokely killed it on Private Joy.
I told Chandra not to worry. I acted a big enough fool for both of us, so nothing to worry about.
Yes, and Luther says I saw the Revolution in Amsterdam at the Paradiso in 2018, and Stokely was on lead. And
Yeah, I saw to those shows.
I was waiting for them to play Private Joy during the dance party, so I was glad that at least Stokely played it.
Yeah, they didn't play it at the dance parties, now that I think about it. You're right.
Yeah, and Private Joy is one of his favorite.
It is his #1 favorite Prince.
Oh, is it really?
It is. So we did Purple Highs had everybody doing their 7 favorite Prince songs last month, the month before last, and Stokely actually participated, and that was his #1 song. So it was neat that he added it.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're at 2. So I have some slides. I'm going to quickly go through with the quickness, but I want to respect everybody's time. So for those of you who didn't know, I had the like, it will be a memory I will never forget that I was able to be on, I don't know, it's like on Prince's stage, my computer is like freaking out. It's like, maybe that's Prince saying like, you said enough. You just stop it. So it was such a privilege being on Prince's stage. I've said this in my tweets, but it was a sacred space for me because that is where Sign the Times Live was filmed permanently. That's where Graffiti Bridge, I'm sorry, Violet, but I still love Graffiti Bridge. With all of its warts and everything, I love Graffiti Bridge. It was so special, and I want to just say thank you to everyone who was out in the audience who were cheering me on. It made me feel really special, and it really helped me because my #1 like mantra to myself was, do not get emotional, do not cry, do not break down, do not get emotional, do not break down, do not cry. And so with all the love in the audience, I didn't do that. And then the second thing, that was my #1. My second thing was like, I have to shout out Michael Dean. So I made sure that I shouted Michael Dean out both times. And then everything else was really lovely. And obviously it was great sharing the stage with Dr. Funkenberry, with Rodney Fitzgerald, with Kim Camilla, Casey Rain of the Violet Reality. And we had a wonderful moderator in Reg Chapman from a local Minneapolis station, WCCO TV, which is the news station that actually gave us that phenomenal footage of Prince as a little person, during the teacher strike. So that was really, really great. Thank you so much. Like, my computer is really freaking out, so I might cut out, but that's okay. Michael Dean was in the house. I really wanted to shout out Michael Dean because I wish he would have been on the stage with me, but I hope that this state will get you there in some capacity. And then another thing I wanted to say was that it was also an honor and a privilege to be photographed by Kevin Mazur, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He has photographed Prince a gazillion times, some pretty important photos of Prince. So if you don't know who he is, if you click on his picture, it'll go to his website. And then you definitely have seen this cover. And this is a Kevin original. So it was like a pleasure to be photographed by him and get to meet him. And I want to give a very special shout out to Mark Webster. And he is one of the people at Paisley Park who made us feel so welcome. But not only that, he was one of the key people for getting that symbol in the front of Paisley Park. But even more than that, he's one of the people behind the push to getting the Prince Rogers Nelson Memorial Highway through.
Okay.
I have to give nothing but mad salute and honor to Mark Webster and how great he made us all feel. Yes.
When I saw that picture you posted online, my dumb behind thought that was Curtis Blow at first. I was like, Curtis Blow, is it?
No.
Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark. Yes.
I was like,
And
Okay.
And I have to give a very special shout out to Bob Rudy, who was actually at Celebration last year. He's one of our dear friends, me and my husband's. He actually came to our wedding, so that's how close we were to him. And I knew that if he was at Celebration, that he would have had fun. And he was, I just like tried to be present because a lot of times with at least the events that I do, I'm never really there. I'm there, but I'm not there because so much is going on. So I really looked at the symbol when I was on the stage and just like really kept looking at the symbol. And I was like, thank you, Prince, for everything that you've done for us. So it was really, really great. And then I just want to remind everyone that Prince: The Final Secret documentary, you can watch it on demand on Peacock TV. It's my very first documentary appearance. And it's the only reason why I said yes was because it centers Prince's philanthropy. So that's his final secret, the Prince's philanthropy. And I know some of you online have said that they didn't talk about this and this and this.
They didn't need to.
Yeah, they can't because there's just so much to cover.
Yeah.
And also it's not really for us, meaning like for Prince fans, it's really for the general public. And I think that we need to talk more about Prince and non-Prince spaces. So I was really thrilled that
you look fabulous, right?
Yeah.
Thank
you. And the doc is excellent. Yeah.
Oh, the coloring and stuff.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday, actually.
Oh, Violet, thank you.
Yeah.
You so much. Like, you never know. And I was taking a chance, and this was like one of my prayers. I was like, please let them say, do what they say they were going to do and focus on Prince's philanthropy. And they did. And so like every time I would talk to the director, I was like, this is still about Prince's philanthropy, right? I was like, this is still about Prince's philanthropy, right? So, and they were true to their word. So I'm really thrilled that, because Prince doesn't really get the spotlight that he deserves about all of his philanthropy. And there's so much that we still don't know that he did for others. What we know is just like the tip of the iceberg of all the Prince, the giving that Prince gave. So I'm really grateful for that.
You did well, and everybody is definitely worth the watch. I will tell you, D'Angelo, I got a little nervous because I saw Van Jones. It's like, oh Lord, what is he? But no, it was all, they kept it right where it should have been, and told some things. I actually did learn a couple of things that I didn't know. So that was
Oh, that's good to know. That's really good to know. I thought they did a really great job because with documentaries, they can go sideways. So
exactly.
I was like really, really thrilled, and I hope that you guys will watch it and share it. And actually, it's more about sharing it with non-Prince people, just to expand like who Prince was for other people, because a lot of them just don't know. I actually met someone during Celebration because I said on stage, or I can't remember, I said somewhere that certain people didn't even know that Prince was a real musician. They thought that he was just like lip syncing in Purple Rain. And someone came up to me afterwards and said, that was me. I didn't think that Prince really performed, that he was just like lip syncing. I was like, really? He was like, yeah. So
I would love to hear why they thought that. That's very interesting.
But now they know. So we have to kind of spread the word. All right. So all of you should know my love of Levi. So I got my picture with Levi. So he is the greatest. He's, like after Sheila is Levi for me. So I was in, my purple cloud and love meeting him. As always, we have the company playlist on my YouTube channel, but I moved the accompanying playlist all the way to the bottom, and I put what did Prince do this week at the top. So if you're looking for them, they're all the way at the bottom. And we are going to be reading pages 97 and 98 next week, which I think it's just going to be more, I Would Die For You, Baby, I'm a Star. But the song that many of you listen to a lot probably is Body Heat. They're going to be talking about body heat because that's what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about rehearsals. So that's what's going on. Thank you so much, Violet, for taking time out of your day. I just went over 8 minutes. Thank you, Michael Dean, as always.
Thanks.
Yes. Thank you. And I'm gonna leave with this. Sheila is still fire.
Shake.
Goodbye, everyone.